It's Drew Hardesty with the Forest Service Utah Avalanche here. It's Saturday the 12th. It's about mid-morning. When I get into the office, typically I'll go to the National Weather Service here. Salt Lake, they have an excellent snow and avalanche page. I'm looking to forecast primarily for wet avalanche potential, and central to that will be, again, going for the Central Wasatch, the weather stations, and looking for overnight lows in this spring regime here. That melt-freeze cycle is what we're looking for. Of course, we're seeing some melting during the day, but it's pretty critical to have that freeze part of the melt-freeze cycle. I'm looking at different elevations here. At the upper elevations, we'll look at, say, the top of Collins here. It's roughly 10,450 feet. As you can see, at overnight lows here in the upper 20s at 7 a.m., which is good, should foster a decent refreeze here. The winds out of the south yesterday also helped to sort of offset dramatic heating as well. These are all decent good things here for offsetting the wet avalanche potential. Of course, we've lost our winds here. These are along the high ridge lines. Now at the lower elevations here, we'll go to Spruces. This is mid-Big Cottonwood Canyon, roughly 7,500 feet. A decent refreeze here, lows at about 27 degrees. Of course, they've picked up in the last couple of hours, but a decent refreeze here as the lower elevations will benefit from colder, denser air settling into these mountain basins and valleys. The upper elevations, of course, just cooling through what we call adiabatic cooling. Generally, you can count on 3 to 5 degrees per 1,000 feet Fahrenheit as you ascend up through the atmosphere as well, up to a certain point. This is overly simplified, but just some big picture ideas here. So primarily we have low danger rising to moderate with daytime heating and the poor overnight refreezes at the mid elevations in particular. So if you look at the loose wet avalanches, you can see here's a good example of these loose wet avalanches that start at a point and start to fan out. They move fairly slowly. You can see this video here. It sort of takes out that tree. They move fairly slowly as they go down, but they can certainly pack quite a punch with consistency like concrete. You'd hate to get tripped up in one of those wet, loose, or wet slab avalanches here. So getting back to the loose wet potential, if you have any more questions about these in general, you can always click on that eye. You can go to the Avalanche Problem Toolbox, talks about the different avalanche problems, some pictures, travel advice, and a little bit of the characteristics in terms of behavior, remote triggering, tests and observations. Wet slabs, a bit of a different animal, a bit more structured, quite a bit more dangerous. You can find a little bit more information about those as well. Looking to the future here, here's the GFS model starting at Saturday morning. You can see this isotherm, this 0C isotherm just overhead. You can see as I step through for the next 6 hours here, a little bit more cloud cover, a little bit cooler temperatures moving through with a splitting storm there. And just moving through a little bit more, you can see a storm moving through late Sunday into early Monday that may give us 8 to 12 inches or so. But in the meantime, we're concerned about the wet, loose avalanches. You can get all this information and more at the UAC website. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.